Hello everyone, my name is QuynhAnh and today I'm not happy to work with you. Okay, don't worry, I'm just teasing you. I'm very happy to work with you today on some of the aspects of English. For now, I want you to have a look at some things that I prepared for you. In, un, in. One more. Ill. So for now, this word may not make sense to you, but I'm sure that it will make sense to you later after we work on this together. So today, I want to talk to you about the prefixes tiền tố. As you can see, the name tiền tố is also contain the meaning of the word. It means that all of this word will stand in front of some specific words. So let's see what it is. Remember from the beginning of the lesson, I just teach you guys like I'm not happy to work with you guys. So how can you express the same meaning without using the word not? So today we work on that so you will be confident to express your ideas, your opinion in more than one way, okay? So first of all, let's look at the prefix un. Give me 1 second, I just want to give this to you. Okay, here we go. Un. UN. So for example, let's take a look at the first example. If I cross out the prefix un, you have necessary. First of all, let me explain what does necessary mean, and then afterward, I'm gonna explain what does unnecessary mean. Necessary means that you need to do something. For example, if you want to get into university, for example, foreign university, you really need to learn very, very hard. Or we can say it in another way, it is necessary for you to study hard in order to get into foreign university. So, if you get the prefix un in front of necessary, you got the opposite meaning. For the first sentence, it is necessary. It means you have to. So, if it is unnecessary, you don't have to, right? So, with this prefix, you can express the negative meaning of a expression without using not. It is the same for unable, unfriendly, and unusual. This is an interesting example, and I want to focus on this. You can see this is the toilet paper, right? And you can see that toilet paper with a lot of quotation and questions is very unusual. It means that it is not normal. I can explain a little bit more. For example, for the girls in Vietnam, it will be usual if they are about like 1.60 meter high, and it will be unusual if they are very, very low, like 1.40 meter high. So this is unusual. Unable, it means that you cannot do something. This is maybe the difficult questions, and this boy is unable to answer the questions. I hope that you're not unable to do anything, okay? So let's move on. Okay, for this, it's still the same prefix un. So the things that I want to focus here is that there will be more than one adjectives that you can use with the prefix un to give the negative meaning. Unemployed, it means that you have no job. So don't be unemployed, okay? Unkind. Look at the pictures, you can see that this girl is like a little bit sad, but this girl, they're still happy. It means that they are mean to her. Unkind. This will be the same. Untidy. Unhappy. This is I used in the beginning of the lesson, right? So let's move on. For now, I will give you another prefix with the same meaning, not. From now on, you can remember that in order to say something in a negative way, or you don't want to use the word not to express your idea, you can use the prefix un, or the second way you can use the prefix in. Invisible. Oh, this looks very familiar, right? If you don't like someone on Yahoo Messenger, you can set your I am invisible, so nobody can see you. This will be like very familiar to you guys, especially the teenager. For this word, inadequate, if I cross this word, I cross the prefix inadequate, it will mean in Vietnamese as đúng, đủ, hợp lý. So inadequate, what does it mean? You have to find out yourself. I explained it already, right? Informal and formal. Go along with in and un, you can also use the prefix in. Don't be mistaken with these two prefixes, okay? Just one letter, in, and an. Very easy to make mistakes. I hope that you guys can distinguish this. Impolite, what does it mean? Impolite. Let me see. If you are a guy and you are willing to open the car door for a girl, so it means that you are very polite. But you will be impolite if you see a girl with very heavy bags without helping her. So if you are guys, be impolite or be polite, it depends on you. Impatient, impossible. This is like familiar and easy. If you don't know, you can look it up for the meaning in a dictionary. For now, I just want you to remember and focus on the prefix in and in. With this kind of prefixes, it gives you the negative meaning of the word. So now let's move on. Before I talk to you about this slide, I want to emphasize one thing. These adjectives like visible, adequate, impossible, possible is not only that kind of adjectives can go with that prefix. There will be more. For example, not only impossible, you can have impolite, or you can have, impolite, impossible. You can have informal, you can have invisible, or you can have indecisive. So you can note that there will be a lot of adjectives that can go with the prefixes un, in, or in. So now let's move on. Another prefixes. Wow, today we have a lot of prefixes to use, right? So for now, we will get to know this. Agree, it means that you nod your head. Yes. Disagree? No. Okay? Dishonest. The opposite meaning. It means that you can tell lie or you can take something from some people without asking for permission. Oh, this looks familiar. I think that most of you here have Facebook page. So like and dislike. Like it means that you love something, and dislike it means that you don't love. So this is the next prefix that we learn. Let's count how many prefixes that we learned since the beginning of the lesson. Number one is, yes, un. The second thing that I mentioned is in. The third one is in. And we have just learned this. So now we move on another prefix. Il and e. So let's see. Legible. It means that, let me explain this word because it's kind of like a little bit difficult for you guys. When you have a very good handwriting, so your handwriting is legible. But if you have a bad handwriting, it means that it is very difficult for people to read. It means your handwriting is illegible. Có nghĩa ở đây rằng là chữ viết tay của các bạn không được đẹp. Nếu mà chúng ta có thể nói rằng là thẳng thắn hơn, có nghĩa là chữ của chúng ta xấu, và nếu xấu thì các bạn nên cố gắng sửa để viết chữ đẹp nhé. Đặc biệt là những bạn con trai mà muốn viết những lá thư tỏ tình cho các bạn nữ chẳng hạn, các bạn phải làm cho chữ của chúng ta legible, not illegible, okay? Responsible and irresponsible. I think that you know this word already. For now, I just want you to remember IR is the prefix of responsible. Besides responsible, you can use the prefix IRE with the word regular. Let me write the word regular for you. Regular. Regular. You know this word, right? Regular means normal, everything's like usual, and irregular. It means that it's not normal, it's not in a order. Regular and irregular. So remember this. I think that I should stop for 1 second for you guys to try to make sentences or examples with this kind of word, right? You can make example with disagree, or when you want to say something with your parents or your friends and you don't have the same opinion, you can say, I'm sorry, but I disagree with you on this subject. So you can see that with prefixes, You can express your idea in a short way, or you have to explain your idea, the same idea, in a very long way. For example, if you want to say, I don't feel happy, so you have to say, I do not feel happy. It's very long. Instead of saying that long sentence, you can say such a short sentence with the same meaning. I'm unhappy, right? So we just work with some prefixes, go with adjectives, in, int, il, and e. So now let's work with some prefixes for verbs. You know about the verbs and the adjectives, right? Adjectives mean the word that describe the features of things, and verbs, it describes the action. So let's go. Appear, like this. Let me demonstrate this for you. Okay, so I appear. So it is easy for you to understand this. And disappear, the opposite meaning, disappear. Oh, I love this word. This is lock, L-O-C-K. So you can correct it on your slide before you download it, okay? Unlock. For example, mother always have to remind the children about locking the door very carefully before they go to bed. The mother will say, don't forget to lock the door. It means that you have to be very carefully about your safety. So unlock, it means that you open the door or you forget to lock the door. So remember this. For now, I want you to not only remember the meaning of the word, but I want you to remember the prefix an that you can also use in front of a word to give the idea of a negative meaning. So you can see an in this, familiar, right? We talked about it since the beginning of the class. So an and this can be both used in front of a verb to give the negative meaning. Okay, so you can see this is like if you get dressed, it means that you put your clothes on. If you undress, so it means that you don't have clothes on you. We are talking about prefixes, but I still want to give you some extra information. If you don't want to use undress, to get undressed, you can use to take off your clothes. You can use this to take off. Right? So this is about collocation, right? So I think that we learned this before, to take off or to get undressed. In case if you don't want to use the prefix, you can use the collocation to take off. One more interesting thing that I want to talk about, the phrase to take off. If you say to take off your hat, it means that you don't wear your hat on your head. But if you say that the plane takes off, does it have the same meaning that the plane doesn't have any clothes on? No, of course. It means that the plane starts to fly so that it can carry people from one place to another place. So remember this, okay? The same word, same pronunciation, but different situation. It will have different meanings. We have the prefix an again. I had to pack my suitcase very quickly, so when I unpacked at the hotel, most of my clothes looked terrible. I think, as I explained since the beginning, this will be a piece of cake for you. Very easy to understand it in Vietnamese, right? Anyway, to make sure that you can understand it in the right way, I'm going to give you a Vietnamese equivalent for these sentences. Tôi đã phải sắp xếp đồ của mình rất là nhanh. Vì vậy khi mà tôi bỏ đồ ra khỏi vali ở khách sạn thì quần áo của tôi trông rất là bừa bộn, trông rất là kinh khủng. Anyway, this is just one way to translate this sentence from English to Vietnamese. Depends on you. If you can find any other more beautiful words, you can use that. Let's do a short review from the beginning of the lesson until now. So from the beginning of the lesson, we just work together on the prefixes. For example, an, let me give this to you again, an, in, ill, ill. And then you can see that from the beginning, this may not make sense to you, but for now, I'm sure that you can understand what does it mean. So the prefix can go in front of the adjective or can go in front of a verb to give the opposite meaning. And of course, the meaning will be negative. And you can use the prefixes instead of using not. So now I want to move on, still prefixes, but something more special. The prefixes, all of the prefixes that we talk about has the negative meaning, not. So now we move on, the prefixes with a specific meaning, not only not, or no, or negative. Let's see, I went to bed very late and overslept. Over means too much. And you know that if you do anything too much, it's not good. So just do everything suitably. Don't do it too much. Overslept, it means that you sleep too much. And if you sleep too much, you might be late for some important appointment. And that's not good. Overdo it. Làm quá, thái quá. Okay, so remember over, it means that too much. And too much is not very good, so do everything suitably. And this, read, again. I know that for students, when they finish doing a test, they always think that if only I had a chance to redo the test, I would have done it better. So read, it means again. You do it one time, and you do it again. So instead of saying, I have to do it again, very long, you can say, I redo it, short and same meaning. I failed my exam, but I can retake or redo it next year. You can use the prefix re with not only the verb take and do, you can also use with reopen. Right? Reopen. It means that it opens again. I can give you an example to use reopen. For example, the bookshops close at 3:30 and it reopens at 5:30. Right? Reopen. You can use it with the verb open. The school closed down, but it'll reopen next month. I know that all of the students love the school to close for summer holiday, right? But anyway, after 3 months of summer vacation, I bet that you would love to go back to school to meet your friends and your teacher. And you can see that tech holiday is coming, so your class will reopen after the tech vacation. Mix. You can look at this. I'm gonna explain it to you right now. Mix. Don't make mistake with mix, okay? This is just one S, this is two S. Mix, it has two meaning, right? One like you remember something or you miss somebody, like I miss my love, right? And miss, you can say I miss the bus. I'm sure that in some previous lessons, you have understood about mix and how to use mix. This is totally different, so don't make mistakes about this. Mix, it means that something wrong, something not correct. For example, if I say something and you do not understand me, you can say, I misunderstand you, instead of saying, I do not understand you. Here, or two of the students misread the first questions. It means that they understand the questions wrongly. They don't read the questions in the right way. So misread, misunderstood. Besides this verb read, understood, or understand, you can also use the prefix miss with some kind of other verb like behave. Behave. Cách cư xử, misbehave. Cư xử không đúng. So you can see that for the child, when they did something wrong, so parents will be very sad and they will say, you misbehave, which makes us sad. So you can use it with the verb behaved. Or you can also use the prefix "ness" with another noun. This is a verb, and the noun that behave is behavior. So you can put the prefix "ness" here. So you have a noun, and this is a verb. So I hope that I can give you some extra information about the prefix "ness." So for now, I think that it's enough for today. I have given you a lot of prefixes with the meaning not. So let's review one more time. E. So you can go with irregular, irresponsible. Dis. Disagree, dishonest. In. You can go with informal, invisible. Un. You can say what? Okay, so I can give some example for you. Unnecessary. In. Always remember about Tom Cruise. Impossible. And ill. Illegible or legal. Illegal. I hope that you have fun studying with me today and hope to see you next time. Take care.